Adrian Ortiz, talking to you about what I learned on my cross-country bike ride from Ocean Beach, California to Key West, Florida. I don't know if you've watched one of these before, but I sure am happy you're watching this one. And I hope you stay the full 7 minutes-ish. I want to talk about today a lesson that I learned in regards to, well, I call it picking up the tie down and grabbing those sunglasses. A miraculous thing happened to me when I did this bike ride. I felt like there was a power or something coming over me leading up to this bike ride. I felt like something was really about to come over me and fill up my spirit, which definitely happened. I felt like I let into something on that bike ride that just blew the spiritual crown off of my head. And one thing that I did along that bike ride was learn to say yes to the little, I don't know, nudges or whispers that I felt inside. You know, if I felt like going left, I kind of went left. If I felt like going right, I kind of went right. And I really started to try to communicate with this feeling of, I don't know, man, like a higher power or something that was watching over me and just really felt like it was trying to communicate with me, to take me places that were new and interesting. Whew. And so I have two stories that really frame what happened. The first one was this pair of sunglasses. I was always looking for a good time. I was always looking for someone to meet, someone to talk to, something to do along this bike ride that took me off the everyday grind of pedaling. And in Florida, I think it was, Florida had been earlier, it had been Louisiana. It was Louisiana. In Louisiana, I was biking over a bridge. And I had been thinking all day, man, I think we were around a lot of water and skiing and a lot of boats. And I remember, man, I want to go on a boat so bad. Hang out, try to make some friends, drink some beers on the lake, have this like epic story to tell, which I'm still doing. And I was crossing this bridge and a pair of sunglasses fell on the freeway. And they were kind of nice sunglasses. And I went out of my way to stop the bike, get off it, and go into traffic to grab these sunglasses because I needed a pair of sunglasses. And I looked at the sunglasses and I was like, I don't need these sunglasses. This was a dumb idea. And I kind of seriously left them back in the road, which is bad because once you touch a piece of trash, it's your trash and it's your duty to throw it away. I digress. So when I crossed a bridge, I went to this subway. And lo and behold, the people who were in front of me, those were their sunglasses. And I kept thinking to myself, and I even told them, I was like, oh, I found your sunglasses, and I should have brought them. And they were like, oh yeah, you should have. And we kind of tee-hee-ha-ha'd, and I left. And I kept thinking, man, was that the ticket? Was that the ticket to the boat ride? You know, if I would have had their glasses, would they have been like, oh, thank you so much, and hey, what are you doing? And maybe I could have finagled my way on the bus ride. Fast forward, learn my lesson, listen to my voice, pick up the sunglasses. So I think now I am in Alabama, one of those small towns, and I was biking along the coast. And in the sand, I remember it was really hard that day because so much wind was coming up onto the sidewalk and the street. It was really squirrely and hard to navigate because I had all that gear on the back of my bike and I was going through sand and I would get all squirrely. And at one point, I think it's Mississippi, sorry, because I was by the casinos. Hey man, I went a lot of places. It's like hard to put everything together. You know, you guys are watching it. I had to bike it and balance all this shit. Anyway, and I was biking, and I remember seeing those black tie-downs, you know, the hardcore ones you see on semi-trucks with the aluminum hook. Ah! And as I was biking to it, I kept telling myself, grab that. I kept hearing it. Grab that tie-down. Grab that tie-down. And I was thinking, what the fuck do I need a tie-down for? It's going to be hard. It's not going to fit on my bike. I don't need to have it in my head like an alarm. Get the tie-down. So I said, all right, which I had been doing quite a bit. And falling into rather interesting situations because of this. And the last thing I was going to do was miss that tie down and not go on that boat ride because hell no, it's hot. So I grabbed the tie down, put it on my bike. Please keep listening. And now I've been biking maybe a week now, carrying this stupid tie down. Once I had the tie down, I knew that I had to keep it because I wanted to see what this voice or whatever was going on with me was going to take me. So here I am. I'm biking. I'm on the middle of nowhere again on a lonely road. And ahead of me across the street, I see a family, this lady and her daughter, and their hoods up. And I think to myself, I'm about to save the day. I'm on my bike, and I turn around. I'm definitely in Mississippi. Turn around, pull up next to him, you know, as if I had a car or something, like what am I gonna fucking tow him or something? Sure as shit, man. I go, hey guys, what's up? What's going on? And they said, we are on our way to church. And as we were driving, the hood of our car flipped up and smashed into the windshield. Now, folks, I learned my lesson about those sunglasses, and I just happened to have a bungee cord strong enough to go from the bottom of their truck up through the top and latch on to that hood. Fucking A right, man. Damn right I'm gonna grab those sunglasses, and you're damn right that I'm gonna grab that tie down because I saved the day. I followed that voice that came into my head. And I was brave enough to see where it'll take me. To see if whatever is communicating with me is of a benefit to me. Because I think a lot of us have voices in our head. A lot of times they tell us we're pricks, we're not good enough, we're gonna fail. But I believe that there is a different voice in there. And it's a voice less of ego and more of spirit. It's a voice that says, don't do that. It's a voice that says, knock on that door, talk to that person, wait here 5 minutes. It doesn't tell you why. It doesn't give you any explanation except to simply say, pick up that tie down. It was an amazing revelation to me on that bike ride, seriously. Because I have continued to do that. And I have continued to see time and time again that tie down be the bridge, be the key, be the secret ingredient to what I'm going to be doing in the future. There's a voice inside of all of us that we seriously need to be listening to. If you believe that there's a higher power, then you've got to believe that it's talking to you. You've got to believe that there is something in you worthy enough to be the bridge to somebody else's future, to be the bridge to your own future, to be those connecting rods to your future fucking success of being a badass. You seriously got to pay attention to this, my friends. If you are listening to this and you have any inclination of that voice in your head, that I want you to start following it. Test it. Tell it to make you go places. If it tells you to do bad things, don't fucking do that. But if it's telling you to do simple things, take a right, pick up that tie down, go introduce you to yourself to that person. You got to follow that path because it's going to take you places. My friends, I'm Adrian. If there is any message that I have been wanting to tell you, it's that there's powers out there that are there to help you. And you should go for it. If you see those sunglasses and there's something that tells you to pick them up, pick them up. If you see that tie down and you feel in your guts that you should pick it up and see where it takes you. I dare you. I'm Remember-Adrian. Thanks for watching.